Good afternoon once again, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the penultimate round of TNR Season 1, the Brazilian Grand Prix. We have a wet qualifying for you, and big news, Stingray's not attending. So if we can score first or second here, we will become champion. Easier said than done though. Stylen and Aussie Wizzy going ahead of me. I then improve back to second. OP overtakes everyone, BK is up there as well. Everyone's improving as the session goes on, getting used to the conditions. Of course it's the 9th time it's been wet in the series. It's just a crazy amount of wet weather. I get that little mistake there on this lap, and unfortunately by the end of it, it means we come across the line. And once again we end up second. We're just trying to improve bit by bit, and finally the checkered flag has flown. We're coming across the line, we're falling down the order, back up to first. Hopefully it lasts, and indeed it does. OP second, Stylen third, and Kart Dude fourth. A very close session for several cars there. Now we have a full dry race, thank goodness for that. The top guys are on medium or hard tyres. Kart Dude's the first car on softs. Immediately I go to cover off OP in the McLaren, and thankfully he's not able to get down the inside into the centre S's, and we have the lead at least for this portion of the race. Moving on, we get the fastest lap, trying to get away from him and Kart Dude. Kart Dude, of course, as we mentioned, on the softs. And this is lap 7 now, the lap that Kart Dude's going to pit, and you can see that the top 3 have pulled quite a margin over 4th. I believe that's Stylen at that point. And by lap 12, my tyres have really gone off 73% on the right rear, increases by 2% around that one corner, and it's definitely time to enter the pits here, otherwise risking a puncture. That meant I couldn't do a one-stop. That was the original plan, and thankfully we're going to come out in front of the traffic here. That's Headshot, also on hards, but he wouldn't have stopped yet. That could have been quite disastrous if we were behind him. In the pits now, OP, he goes a few laps later, and I thought maybe he might go for a one-stop, but he's emerged on the same tyre he started the race on, so he definitely has to make another pit stop according to the rules. So he's on mediums, and he'll be catching us. Into the pits now, V-Fingers, who's definitely on a one-stop with how far he stretched those tyres. Stylen then gives us the lead. He was on hards though. It doesn't look like he went long enough to make the one-stop work. A bit of a twitch through the centre S's, and that might be enough to see OP closing in to within DRS, and indeed he does. He's on the quicker tyre as well. Thankfully, over the next few laps, I pump in my personal bests. Those 2 laps, very important, the gap increased outside of DRS. I had a bit of a scare here with some lap traffic, Ecuador getting out of the way very nicely there. I couldn't quite catch the next group though because my tyres were going off and they were on new mediums. I cautiously entered the pits, I looked back, and OP's closed down a second and a half. So he made a very good entrance to the pits there. We're going both of us to softs. But he's jumped us, so McLaren doing a fantastic job. Manor with a 3.8 second pit stop. Horrible stuff. Now I have to fight back past him. Doesn't leave much room, just about enough me around the outside. He comes down the inside. As you can see, the lead is right there, by the way. V-Fingers on his one stop is only just up the road. This is a fight for first, second and third. Second, of course, gains me the title, and oh my goodness, I could have gone out right there. That could have been the end of my Brazilian Grand Prix. Thankfully, I managed to regain control. Then, out of nowhere, lag starts to hit us, and the McLaren in front is teleporting around, and oh my goodness, my wing is just about safe. Anyway, all this is letting V-Fingers get away. I'm kind of wondering why OP is going so slowly defending rather than attacking, but he ends up going into the pits, so maybe that time that he closed in on the pit entrance was actually because he sped into the pits. Now we're onto the back of V-Fingers. Now once again, I'm in second place, which is enough to win the championship. But the lead is there for the taking, and I have to go for my 3rd win of the season. Surely I wouldn't be a racer if I didn't. I went far too deep there. I'm just trying to give some room for error though for V-Fingers because he's on very old hards, and I wouldn't want any error on his part to affect me. Either way, finally with DRS we go around the outside. We were very patient with that one, just waiting for a good toe and helping with DRS. Of course he's going to come back at us here though, and we have to try and keep it as flat as possible through that previous corner. We got a pretty good lead, I assumed at this point he wasn't going to come past, but then he goes for a bit of a late move, shall we say. I kind of scared myself out of the way, made sure there was some room on the inside, got the driver around the outside. Further scares. So many things could have gone wrong in this race, especially that almost collision with OP. Here Crook was having some issues himself, and thankfully got through there unscathed without having to back off. And V-Fingers though, even though he was on very worn tyres, was not giving up. I had to defend to the inside here just in case, and that wasn't the end of it though, because he would have DRS leading up to the line, and it's a long run from the last 90-degree left-hander. He could get past, although looking back, it looks like we have the margin to secure our third win of the season, and with it, the Drivers' Championship.
Yippee, we did it! Yippee, we did it!
So there you have it, V-Fingers just 4/10 back and Stylen joining him on the podium. See you guys next time for the finale in Abu Dhabi.